Hey everyone, welcome back to Brokerage Finance. My name's Levi Woods, and I just got back from Costco this morning. Wow, what a gong show it was down there. I was thinking the whole time I was in line, which was over an hour just to get into the store, about my options trade that I have on and how I have this neutral iron condor on. And it is great because I'm making money every single day in time decay. If you guys are interested in those, of course, you can follow all of my trades over on Patreon. But today we're not talking about that. Today we're talking about choosing a brokerage for options trading for both Canadians and Americans. I've started this new Discord chat on my Patreon, which has been great because everybody is involved and we're chatting and talking about things. And one of the things that came up was talking about different brokerage platforms and which ones we use and which ones we like to use. Now, in my mind, there's really only three choices for option traders. In no particular order, we've got Interactive Brokers, we've got Tastyworks, and we've got TD Ameritrade in the United States or TD Direct Investing in Canada. Now, both the TD platforms use Thinkorswim. Now, I think that the platform we look at every single day is a very, very important part of brokerage selection because that's the interface that we actually look at every single day. And that's why in my mind, there's just those three. So I did a video the other day on Interactive Brokers and how I have it set up for option tradings. If you guys haven't checked that out, you should. Remember to hit that subscribe button too, because I'm making videos all the time about trading, about option trades, dividend plays, and that's what this channel is about, investing and growing our income every single month so that you can get to a place where you can retire and live comfortably without ever having to work again. For me personally, I use Interactive Brokers, and I'm going to show you why. Anyways, let's just dive right into this. I'm going to do a little comparison of some commission fees because I think that's an important component. So let's look at the prices for Interactive Brokers. So now in the United States, here's the chart. It looks a little bit complicated, but really it's not. For most beginner traders, you're going to be trading less than 10,000 contracts per month, which means that if the premium collected is 5 cents, you're going to pay 25 cents per contract. If it's a little bit higher premium, say 5 cents to 10 cents, you're going to pay 50 cents per contract in premium and no other fees. Then if the premium is greater than 10 cents, which as an option seller, it almost always is, then the price per contract is 65 cents. So when I look at this chart, I think that the majority of trades are going to be in this 65 cents per contract, and there's a minimum per order of $1. So it costs $1 to get in and out of a contract. Now let's compare that to the fees over at Tastyworks. Now they have $1 commission per contract to open, but they have a $0 commission to close. They also have this sneaky little thing in here which says all stock option trades incur a clearing fee of 10 cents per contract. So this dollar is actually $1.10, and then when they close it, I believe you also get charged that 10 cents. So total round trip would cost you $1.20. I'm going to put this in a little chart so you can do a comparison. The one nice thing about trading equities, also known as stocks, they're capped at $10 per leg, which means that we could never pay more than $40 for, say, an iron condor, even if we have tons of contracts open, which can be great for large accounts. But really, I think most people are trading options on smaller amounts, 1 or 2 contracts. And I would personally rather trade 1 or 2 contract positions and play a lot of them on different stocks because that diversifies my risk. And I want a nice, smooth gain every single month. I don't want to have, big positions that have to go correctly in order for me to make money. It's way easier to make lots of trades, make small amounts off each one. Lastly, we're going to look at the pricing for TD Ameritrade. So we'll look at this under the options, and they are charging 65 cents per contract. So as you can see, in the United States, it's extremely inexpensive to trade options. I've made a little chart and we can look at that. We've got Interactive Brokers to trade stocks free, Tastyworks free, TD Ameritrade free, and then the options, we've got that Interactive Brokers is 0.25 to 0.65 US per contract. And then Tastyworks, $1 in, but remember they have those no closing fees, which is nice. TD Ameritrade has 65 cents. Their market data is also free. Tastyworks has free market data as well. Now, Interactive Brokers, although their fees are really low, they do have this market data charge that they charge you. So if you want to get up-to-date market data, it costs $10 per month. Now, for slow options, like if you're going to be entering an option 2 months out and holding it for a month, a 15-minute delay of getting their data is not really that big a deal. So you can absolutely trade it in Interactive Brokers account without paying this $10 a month. When your account gets large enough, that's when you want to start to pay for market data and have that expense come out. Oh yeah, and TD Ameritrade in the States, they have this nickel or less trade. So if the contract is going to be worth less than 5 cents, you can actually close it for free, which is really great because if you're an option seller and you've sold something out of the money, as the time goes by, the option price contracts and it gets close to zero. And as it gets close to zero near expiry, you can just close it for free and take off your risk and then redeploy that capital into another trade. Now, for my Canadian subscribers, let's just go over the fees. Interactive Brokers, you can trade US or Canadian options. Actually, they're exact same fees, both north of the border and south of the border. So it doesn't matter who you're with. Interactive Brokers charges Canadian contracts are $1.25 per contract, minimum order $1.50, and the United States options are the exact same as the American customers. You're paying this 25 cents, 50 cents, and 65 cents. And the market data is also the same price. It's $10 US per month. TD Direct Invest, this is where people get hosed in Canada. This is crazy. The flat fee for buying stocks, it costs you $10. And then for US and Canadian options, it costs you $10 plus $1.25 per contract. So the platform is beautiful and really like modern looking and up to date. They just absolutely gouge us on these rates. Doing a quick comparison on those in a chart form, of course, Tastyworks isn't available to Canadian customers. Not yet. They've been talking about it for years, but it is not available. And so if we look at the stocks on Interactive Brokers, you can buy for a penny a share, whereas TD Direct would cost you $10. And then the contracts on Interactive Broker, there's no base rate. It's just between 25 cents and 65 cents for US contracts, and it's $1.25 per Canadian contract, where TD Direct charges $10 plus they charge $1.25 per contract on top of that. I think that although you get free data with TD Direct Investing, the $10 a month is a small price to pay to have real-time data and to get this amazing offer with Interactive Brokers. So I think that Interactive Brokers is a better choice for smaller trading accounts. So that is my take on pricing. Now, the other interesting thing is something to do with IVR and IVPercentile. And there's been quite a lot of discussion the last couple of days on the Discord chat. And we made this little chart yesterday. So a special shout out to Jonathan, Diego, and Sunny, who have been super active patrons on the Discord private members chat room. And what we did was we basically took a list of stocks that have upcoming earnings, and therefore their IV rank is quite a bit skewed because their implied volatility is actually higher than normal, generally speaking, when earnings are coming out. So what we did was we looked at the reported IVR across the 3 different platforms, across Tastytrade, across Interactive Brokers, and then Thinkorswim. And then we compared the numbers. And what we saw was that Interactive Brokers was actually showing a 52-week IVR that was substantially lower on average than both Tastyworks and Thinkorswim, which is TD's product. We also saw that Thinkorswim was, in general, overstating the implied volatility rank. The metric that we were comparing on Thinkorswim was actually the IVPercentile, and we noticed that it was quite a bit higher. Here's the breakdown above the average price. So on average, Tastytrade was off the average by 1.9% above. Interactive Brokers was reporting the 52-week IVR at negative 16% on average, lower. And Thinkorswim was presenting IV percentile of 14% higher than the other two. Now, I know that this is a small cluster of data, and we're in a very high volatility environment right now with the VIX being in the 40s. But we also know that the likelihood is that the VIX is going to stay relatively elevated for the next couple of months. We could see these 40 VIX levels for quite some time. Anyways, I know that is pretty complex, but if you guys have specific questions about this, leave a question down below. If you really want to delve into the trades, I mean, Patreon is the place to do it. We're chatting there every single day about upcoming trades, and we're exchanging ideas, and the community is really starting to grow, which is quite amazing. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, everybody, and let's get rich together.